Hi guys, this is Omer from MMOHut.com, and I'm the first impression gameplay video for Night Online, a free-to-play fantasy MMORPG published by Gamers First, the same guys behind Warrock and Sword of the New World. Now I'll spend about 5-10 minutes running around checking the game out and make some quick comments. If you guys want to play Night Online or just learn more about it, check out our full review on the link on the right sidebar. And here we go, I'm logging in over here. Don't ask about my username, it's pretty random. Alright, notice new expansion Chaos has been released. So this game is actually updated regularly, so that's a good thing. Let's see. Wow, we have a lot of servers over here. So this is actually one of the more popular free-to-play MMORPGs out there. And I would actually say one of the most popular free-to-play MMORPGs out there. I know the game was released originally back in Korea in 2004, and since then the game has some 3+ million players worldwide, or 4 million plus players worldwide. And it seems like each of these servers have 2 different channels in them, and they're all packed to the brim. Just look at these servers. So I'm gonna go on. Whoa, Kronos is just full. So let's find a less populated server. I strongly recommend one because if the servers are full and you try logging in, it'll actually kick you off the game. So you gotta try again. So here we have 2 factions of the game: the El Morad and the Chorus, who are perpetually at war with each other for probably an unexplained reason. But I'm gonna go ahead and pick the El Morad because they are on the left side and they look more like good guys. So basically, orcs versus humans. They look like orcs at least. So let's go El Morad. Alright, so if you ever decide to change your character, you actually have to delete, if you want to change factions, you got to delete all your characters on one side before going to the other. But a better option is to just go on a different server if you want to try out the other faction. Let's see what we have. Nice lush town over here. Create character. This is an old game though, so the graphics are going to suck. Our 3 races include Barbarian, Male, and Female. Alright, that's pretty weird. So we have, aren't Barbarians a class? I don't know why they're a race, but it doesn't really matter. So we have Barbarian, Male El Morad, and Female El Morad. And they have varying stats. Males and females have different stats. So males have more strength naturally, and females have more intelligence by quite a bit apparently. I don't know what this game is implying, but I'm going to go ahead and play Barbarian because he's a big guy. He's got a huge flaming sword. Can't go wrong with that, guys. Can't go wrong with that. We got Warrior, Rogue, Magician, and Priest. And depending on what race you pick, you'll be limited by your classes. But I'm going to go ahead and enter the game now and be a warrior. And if it tells you right off the bat what your important stats are. Oh, it says wrong stats. So don't pick the purple ones. You got to pick the highlighted ones. Pump our strength and let's go. There's very limited customization in the game as expected. But let's go ahead and enter. Remote. Create character. Alright, well, there goes all my armor. In the loading screen I had, in the creation screen I had all this crazy armor, but now let's click start and enter the game. And my guy's huge. Look at this guy. And the graphics are pretty terrible though. Just look at the muscle graphics, they're pretty absurd. Loading is pretty long over here. Alright, we are in Moradon Castle. Now before we get started, I do want to say that it did take me a little bit while to get into the game because K2 Networks, the guys that published the game, Gamers First, have been suffering through some serious DDoS attacks, so it really crippled the game for a while. I know a lot of people are still having trouble getting to the game. The game does support widescreen resolution, which is always nice, especially for an older game like this. So help somebody help me. Alright, so I got my first quest over here. I have to kill a worm, a giant worm-like monster which levels head-on attacks, blah blah blah. Let's scroll. Why is there a scrolly thing over here when there's no text to scroll through? Over here we have a national enchanter. Let's talk to this bad boy. Get our buffs. Continue. So it looks like I get free buffs up until level 20, and after that I gotta start paying. So let's go ahead and get some free buffs. And for everyone that plays Night Online, I do strongly recommend you do get these buffs because they help incredibly early on, and they're completely free. One thing I don't get though is why you have to go through these menus every single time, because you need to go through it 3 times to get all 3 buffs. I mean, why can't I do all 3 at once is beyond me. So it looks like these guys with the question marks are the guys that give quests. And usually, the question mark means you completed the quest, and exclamation means the quest is available. But I guess Night Online over here tries varying things up in this regard. So let's accept this quest, and let's go fight some stuff. So you can move with WSAND. Whoa, we got our first female NPC over here. Look how big I am compared to her. Wow, this guy's a giant. The graphics are just pretty awful. But the game is pretty old, so that's to be expected. Just positioning myself over here to compare size, of course. Hold on. Oh yeah. Alright, enough of that. I'm gonna go, I'm gonna leave the merchant's daughter alone over there and just go do my quest over there. I gotta kill some worms. What a heroic quest, right? And the interface isn't too bad at all, especially for an older game like this. The game has been updated significantly since its original release, but that's to be expected. I mean, the game has 4 million players right now, so worldwide. So you'd imagine they'd be on the ball and keeping things updated. So they've been doing a good job in that regard, although the latest expansion has added an enormous amount of bugs to the game, which are still being worked out. So let's go kill some worms. There's an arena manager over there. You can enter the arena to fight some people, but I'm a little bit low level for that. It kind of sucks that you start with absolutely nothing. You just start with a potion and a sword. Man, that character creation screen's pretty deceiving. One thing I did notice though, I'm noticing right now, is these low lobby areas are pretty empty. So let's kill this worm over here and do that quest. Are you okay? Whoa, there was a kid inside that worm? How's he fit in there? It doesn't matter. Gaspy, I almost died. Alright, whatever. He's gonna be basically our Navi-like character who seems to be telling us where to go for quests and stuff. Nice Korean text over there. Let's close this down and start killing more worms, because that's what we gotta do. Gotta grind it up. Now, you do start off with very limited skills. In fact, I only have one active skill right now. I will get more as I level up, and my first job advancement is at level 10, I believe, and the last one's at level 60. So until I get to my first job advancement, I'll have very limited skills. It is actually, wow, these worms are so easy, they can't even touch me. Where is he? So yeah, every time you level up or start progressing, your kid over here, Maxie, whatever his name is, will basically recommend new quests for you. There's a mercenary captain over here, and I can just go grab a quest if I want to. But for now, I'm gonna not do that because I'm just gonna kill a few more worms. And wow, this is a big worm, so I'm gonna stop attacking that guy and kill some easier stuff. Because that guy is just not gonna die. Alright, killed all 5 worms, and I gotta go back to my guard. I will not do that, I'm gonna start grinding it up. The game's currency is called coin, as you just saw me loot that guy. Combat mechanics are pretty smooth, but right off the bat, my biggest complaint with this game is the graphics. His muscles just look so fake, and the arm just looks ridiculous over there where I'm circling. At least I got some awesome hair. And one thing I don't like is you can't jump either. Hitting spacebar does some weird kick for some reason. And you can do it while moving too, which is equally absurd. Just couldn't kick. So let's go kill this blood worm. I'm pretty sure hitting spacebar does absolutely nothing, but it'd be nice if we can jump. I mean, I like jumping. So I got beginner weapon. They spelled beginner wrong. Wow, read that. Beginner weapon granted. Please check your inventory. They spelled beginner B-I-G-G-N-E-R. That's so stupid. You imagine they would fix that by now. This game's been out for some 6 years now. But I guess they can't spell beginner. Now one thing is worth mentioning, as I noticed on the forums, apparently an enormous portion of this game, I'm talking like 50% of the players in this game, play from Turkey. So this game is just absurdly popular in Turkey for some reason. I don't know why, just everybody there I guess they picked this MMORPG and they all started playing it. So pretty often, communication will be a little bit difficult, because a lot of people you won't be able to communicate with half the players because they won't speak English. Which is pretty weird, but it's worth mentioning for sure. So if people start yelling at you in a different language, it's just an angry Turkish guy. So let's kill some more dudes. I kind of wish it auto-looted, but it doesn't, so let me try looting it. I should loot these guys, because I do need a new weapon. My starting weapon here sucks. The game does offer instance missions, which are pretty nice for experience gain. The game has very PvP options, including a PvP arena, as well as faction wars. I mean, there were 2 factions in the beginning, so you'd imagine there would be faction wars. And depending on how many enemies you kill in the faction wars, you get various points which up your rankings. Another cool thing is if you kill somebody, you actually get 50% of the coins that they carry, which is pretty awesome. But most people don't carry too much because they actually just store it in the bank. So I just killed some dude over here, and I got some mage gloves. Too bad I can't use them. I wish I had some warrior gloves, but nope. I guess the good thing is though, the game does have a randomized item system over here. You can see the various stats on this one piece of equipment. And, you know, kind of like a Diablo 2 style random item system. It helps keep things a little bit fresh. The game also offers a basic crafting system, as well as an upgrading system. I guess the one really strong point in this game is its late game PvP. I mean, everybody I've talked to, everybody I know that plays this game, they're really into it for the PvP. I mean, when the game first launched, the graphics were still terrible for the time, and it kind of proved that, you know, graphics aren't everything. You don't really need flashy graphics to make a successful game, but rather some good gameplay mechanics. But even now, though, those gameplay mechanics, which were good back in the day, are starting to age, and the game's really starting to age pretty poorly. But still, the game is incredibly popular, and you can't argue with that. And now comes to my biggest complaint with the game, and one of the biggest reasons that a lot of people will tell you to avoid this game, is the sheer amount of hackers in the game. I mean, it seems like K2 Networks does very little to stop the hackers in the game. They're just all over the place botting. There's usually spam bots as well. I guess I picked a slightly empty server right now, so we don't see any. But I mean, there's hackers left and right. And the gyms are supposedly corrupt as well on some of the servers, and that really detracts from the experience. And the people that end up paying for the game can buy like a platinum membership for $30 a month, and they end up getting absurd benefits. We're talking like 400% experience gain increase and like no death penalties. I am running out of time, guys, though, so if you guys do want to play Night Online or just learn more about it, check out our full review on the link on the right side.